Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to our volunteer training this evening. As many of you know from the planning study, my name is Mark McNamara with the Steyer Group, and here to work with Sacred Heart Parish on completing our capital campaign. And you guys are our wonderful volunteers that will be here to help us go out and meet with as many parishioners as possible and really help us to reach our goals. Going ahead and move right on to what our agenda is going to be for this evening. I'd like to first ask Father Jose to lead us in an opening prayer. Amen. Thank you, Father. Really appreciate that. So kind of going through what other items we will be covering tonight. We are going to go through and just kind of let you guys know what is a capital campaign and let you guys to get a little bit more information on what exactly it is that we are doing here. Next, we're going to go through a little bit of an overview of what this campaign means for Sacred Heart Parish and what it's going to be doing here at Sacred Heart. Then we're going to touch base with our volunteer expectations. Then we'll move into how to set the appointments and go out and meet with folks and how some different tips to help set those appointments. Then we'll go through kind of what things will be included in a personal visit and what things are important there. Go through some important pledge information and then close with some final thoughts and some questions. So first off, really, what is a capital campaign? Well, first off, it's a major fundraising effort designed for specific goals here at the parish. Next, we're going to look to do is to secure extraordinary gifts and pledges that will be paid out over a specific time period. So any successful campaign really does need several different things to really reach its goals. First off is visible leadership. And that comes in the form from Father Bill, as well as the general chairs of the campaign, and then all of you that are here right now and how visible you will be throughout the parish in helping to work through the campaign. The next will be face-to-face visits. We'll go into this in a little bit more detail here in just a little bit, but a big part of a successful campaign is having as many individual meetings with parishioners as we possibly can. The next is specific gift requests, and those are going to be in the form of a letter that Father Bill will be sending out to each parishioner that will include an amount specifically requested from each family for the campaign. And the final piece is to have really specific, attainable parish goals. And those come really in two different forms. First form is, what are the overall goals? What are we trying to accomplish with this? And the second piece of that is setting an attainable financial goal for the campaign. And so we really want to make sure that both of those sets of goals are clearly defined. So we'll go through a little bit of information here on campaign pledges. What we expect for a campaign pledge is to really be above and beyond your regular church offertory each week, not something that's going to be a split or take away from your regular support of the parish. The second part of it is really trying to emphasize stewardship, and that we really do need to give back the gifts that God has given to us and to really make sure that we share those and share those with the rest of the parish. The next piece is to really allow for flexibility with these pledges. A lot of folks are going to come in with a different background and a different perspective when they go to make their pledge. What we need to do is make sure that we can be flexible in how we can receive that gift for the campaign and not say, okay, well, hey, everybody has to be on a monthly pay or a quarterly pay. We need to really be flexible and make sure we can accommodate those different needs. And then the last piece is to share that these are going to be paid out over a 3-year period. This isn't something that somebody needs to pay in the next 2 or 3 months or even in the first year of the campaign, that it will be an extended period of time. Any questions on that first part of the things? Okay, next we're going to go into kind of an overview of the campaign and how it affects us here at Sacred Heart. First, we're going to go through, really, we've got 2 primary projects. The first project that we're going to try and accomplish is to take care of the various maintenance projects that we have around the parish. We need about $450,000 for those projects. The biggest piece of that being, we're going to repave Private Drive out in front of the church. You guys, I'm sure, have seen all the various potholes and things and the condition of that roadway. We do need to get that taken care of. The other part of that is made up with some different safety and security concerns, as well as some technology updates within the school building. Now, the second project, and this is really the biggest piece of the overall campaign, is we're going to build our new early childhood center addition to the school. This addition will be a 4-classroom addition along with a kitchen, play area outside, and will allow us to expand the services that we provide at Sacred Heart School It's going to allow us to start a 2-year-old child care program, as well as a 3-year-old preschool program that will be an enhancement to our school, help to feed folks right into our 4-year-old pre-K program and then right into the grade school. So our total amount that we're going to be looking for is about $1.9 million. Will help us accomplish both of our goals and really set us up for great success. So next we're going to go into really how do we raise the money. As I said before, we're going to conduct face-to-face visits, and I'll go into a little bit more information about that in just a second. The second amount is, as I said before, we also will request specific amounts. The next piece is really where you guys come in. We're trying to get a team of about 30 volunteers overall to go out and meet with different individuals. Of you 30 volunteers, we're going to hope that each person can take between 8 and 10, and maybe some folks maybe take a few more cards to go out and meet with different families so that we can reach about 300 families overall on a face-to-face basis. We have a total of about 890 families in our parish database, so those remaining 590, we will have other methods that we will look to reach out to those folks. Why do we do the personal visits? Really, it works. Studies have shown that donors will give about 19% more when asked on a face-to-face visit versus mail, email, or a phone request. And when we do a parish campaign like what we're doing here, that number bumps up to 42%. So it's really a significant impact to the amount of funds that we can raise here at Sacred Heart. And that's really why we push as many personal visits as possible. The other aspect is it really allows you an opportunity as a volunteer to demonstrate your personal support for the campaign and share those personal stories of why this is important to you and why you feel it's a benefit to Sacred Heart Parish. Also allows you to answer any questions, correct any misconceptions, and then also a little bit more fully explain the campaign goals to each person as you're sitting down with them, much more so than we can do versus a short, brief phone call or even via email. The last aspect is when people give, or when people are asked personally, they will give more. As you folks I'm sure know, it's a lot harder to say no to somebody in person when they're sitting across the table from you than, oh, hey, it's on the phone, hey, real easy to say, nah, I just can't make it this time, sorry. A lot easier to say no over those more impersonal methods as opposed to a face-to-face. So then some of the other ways that we will look to raise funds for this campaign. Obviously there were 590 families that we're estimating right now we're probably not going to be able to reach out to and meet individually. So those will be part of our direct mail appeal where we'll be sending out a request letter along with a pledge card to those folks. We'll do some after mass appeals as we go through the campaign. There'll be some different weekends where we'll have some parishioners provide some testimonials on why they're supporting the campaign and really ask parishioners for their additional support to the campaign. We'll have a table set up in the back of church to be able to help collect some additional pledge cards from folks in that manner. We'll have some phoning nights as we get a little bit later on in the campaign, trying to reach out to those folks that have not yet made a decision for the campaign. And those are some times where we try not to do things over the phone, but those are going to be some instances where we're really just wanting to collect decisions from parishioners on the campaign. Getting towards the final parts of the week of the campaign, we will do a commitment weekend where here at when folks are at Mass, an opportunity to fill out a pledge card, potentially maybe increase their pledge if they've already made a pledge to the campaign, or an opportunity to make their decision for the campaign. And the last piece, and this is one thing that really kind of sets the Steyer Group apart from some other fundraising entities. We have a dedicated grant writer that will be assigned to our campaign that will help us reach out to different foundations that may be able to support our campaign and support our goals. One of the big aspects that will be a benefit for us going forward is the fact that we are, the biggest part of our campaign is helping out the school and enhancing and growing child care and early childhood education. A lot of foundations are very helpful with that. Whereas if this was just a parish-based campaign, a lot of foundations usually back off a little bit when it comes to direct support of a parish operation. But with this being an enhancement to early childhood education, that will open up some different foundational support opportunities for us. We'll go through real quick kind of how we've separated the parish up into a couple of different groups and how we are going to reach out to those folks. The first group will be the major gift and the parish gift prospects, and that's where you guys come in with our personal visits. These are the folks, that initial kind of 300 families that we've targeted for personal visits. Those folks fall into this major gift and parish gift prospects. The second piece is what we call our direct mail prospects, and as you can see, both groups will be getting a case statement and that request letter that I talked about earlier. Everybody's going to get that request letter with a specific requested amount from Father that's inviting them to participate in the campaign at a specific amount. The difference being the folks in the direct mail piece will be getting a pledge card and a return envelope in their initial mailing. For that first group on the major gift and the parish gift prospects, you guys will be bringing the pledge card to the table when you come to the personal visit. So that's where they are able to record their gift to the campaign in that fashion. So as we've gotten to this point, any questions? Next thing we're going to go into before we move on. Any questions? Okay, great.
That's your time.
Oh,
Perfect. Great.